Hello everyone, today we're taking a look at this massive chunk of mobile suit that is the high-grade DO by Star or Star Toys. I can't get a definitive confirmation on their name. Will this kit take it DO over the top or just DO overrated? Only one way to find out. Right out of the gate, Star's presentation is extremely familiar. The box art is nearly identical to the Bandai release, minus the logos of course. It is pretty much a straight up one-to-one copy of Bandai's. The artwork is identical as you can see. The box quality is also near identical, and the same can be said for the manual. The plastic is that classy, the band style old school ABS tough. The yellow plastic is sturdy, feels exactly like one of the early The Band's master grade. There are mold flashes and seam lines here and there, but not too bad overall. The red plastic is practically polycap soft, and the dark blue parts are hard and sturdy like the yellow. But guys, you're gonna wanna prep your glue ahead of time for those parts. The stickers are cleanly cut, and for such a big kit, not a lot of stickers at all, not even eye stickers. This set I got comes with water slide decals, which I'm saving for later. The O is the Titan's towering titan of terror. At a massive 24.2 meters tall and weighing at nearly 69 tons, this armored behemoth was piloted by none other than Paptimus Scirocco himself. Despite its bulk, this machine was shockingly fast, reacting almost like it had a Psychomu system, although in reality, that was just Scirocco's insane reflexes at work. With all its power, it put up one hell of a fight in the climactic final battle of Zeta Gundam. The build itself is actually straightforward as a whole, but the details are where it falls off, and we'll get into that later. There's a very vintage Gunpla vibe going on here. Think mid-2000s high-grade era vibe. The parts cut cleanly and the yellow cleanup pretty nice. But be warned, certain snap fits, especially certain polycaps where they are just rough to push in. I had to trim some polycaps lightly to have them fit all the way. The mono eye design deserves a shout out since I think it's pretty clever. It's a round peg into a hole sticking out the other side as an eye. It's so simple but so satisfying in execution. During the parts cleanup, I had to do a double take, then triple take to look up references online. It seems that Star made some improvements or modifications depending on your perspective compared to the original Bandai kit, and as I was putting the kit together, I thought to myself, man, the details on this kit is surprisingly tight for an old kit. And yep, looky here. Original kit's year release is 2002. The promo pictures for the kit does not have anywhere near that much details. That means these are the ones that Star added in. This is really nice. And then comes the undergating. About 80% of the kit is undergated, which I don't think is in the original kit's design. Most of it is great, makes cleaning up easier, but some of that undergating will double back to become a problem, as you will see. On that note, let's get into the trouble spots. And hoo-wee, there are a few. My first gripe is that undergating for parts that did not need it. In particular, the tiny dark blue detail parts. Every single one of them is undergated, but then they get attached to spots where that wouldn't matter at all. I think at least half of my time cleaning up parts is spent just on the dark blue parts, and it felt like a chore after a while because the parts are small and the undergates are just as small. On top of that, most of those dark blue parts are loose that they practically fall apart on touch. I ended up gluing almost all of them with PVC glue to keep them in place. The polycaps at the thighs and upper arms also don't fit very well and might need some light trimming to fit. The rear tubings of the legs also fall off constantly. Dab some glue to keep it in place. The beam rifle got this weird mold peg that looks just like a regular peg by design at the front magazine part. It keeps it from coming together. Gotta snip that off to assemble the beam rifle. The crotch guard holding the front skirts also pops off quite easily, which is why, you guessed it, glue it. All the polycaps feel like they start to deteriorate once completed, so I'm guessing I might have to dab some PVA glue onto those polycap joints to tighten them up over time. The beam sabers can be stored in the side skirts, but they are very loose and will fall off. I do not recommend storing them there. The side skirts themselves tend to split, so dab a bit of glue in there as well. The fins on the backpack tend to fall off when brushed with anything, so you guessed it, dab of glue. When holding the beam sabers, they're very loose in the hands, and even more so in the crotch hands where they just wobble around. If you plan on having a permanent display, you can glue them in place. In short, keep a bottle of glue next to you as you assemble, and just dab a bit onto any place you feel slightly suspicious. The accessories of the O is quite minimal. You get one beam rifle, a pair of standard holding hands, one rifle holding hand for the right hand, 4 beam sabers that are not UV reactive, and that is it. Yep, that is some basic accessories. For articulation, I don't have high expectations, but let's check it out. The head turns a limited 60 degrees in the front only due to the cheek guard hitting the collar guard. It's on a single joint, so no swivel and no bobbing. Shoulders spin a full 360 and can just barely lift up to the side, maybe 60 degrees. The shoulder guards and the shoulder vents can flap up a bit. Upper arms rotate a full 360. The elbow is a single joint that can fold maybe 90 degrees, and the wrist can spin 360. The waist can spin about 60 degrees due to the backpack getting in the way. There's zero ab crunch or swivel at all. The front skirts have a bit of a swivel and can swing all the way up. The side skirts can barely flap. The rear skirt also has a bit of a flapping action. The front skirts have a pair of crotch arms that can fold out and hold beam sabers. They actually have a pretty decent range of motion. There is zero upper thigh rotation, and a kick can't even make 90 degrees, maybe 80. The thigh to the side is about 60 degrees. Knee bend is also rather limited, about 60 degrees. There's a vent guard behind the ankles that can flap a bit. Ankles side to side is about 60 degrees. Ankles front to back is maybe 45. All in all, don't expect to get any crazy poses out of this set of joints. Most of them are limited to 60 degrees or less. Now, the visual is where the Star Kit shines. Despite all its quirks, the surface detailing is gorgeous. Compared to Bandai's HGUCDO, this kit added a bunch of sharper, more modern, but not out of place panel lines all over the kit. If taken out of context, it can definitely pass as one of them old master grade since it's already got the size to match. Here it is next to a standard 144 kit, the entry grade RX-78-2, and here it is next to a standard 1100 kit, the master grade dual assault shroud. The added details definitely makes a huge difference, but since I don't have the Bandai kit for comparison, I'll put up some side to side shots for you to see. But yeah, this is above and beyond what I expected. That makes it very worth the panel line. On top of that, the proportions are solid, and even though the articulation is lacking, it looks like it could move like a beast because that visual silhouette is unmistakable. So, what's the verdict? I have mixed feelings, to be honest. Star's Bootleg HGUCDO is a big yellow paradox. It's a visually impressive kit and a time capsule from earlier days. The build is nostalgic, the surface detailing is crazy legit, and the final product looks great. But boy, does it need some love. You'll need patience and you'll need glue. Quite a bit of glue to make this work and keep it standing. The build itself would be a low green, but the finished product is a high blue. It's somewhere in between, but the final verdict is Green Shark. I would not recommend this to newcomers since there's a lot of fixing to be done. But if you got any experience tightening joints and fixing, you should be more than good. The fixes are not hard, they're just a lot of them. If you're into customizing, painting, or you just want a solid shelf presence with a little elbow grease, this kit's got some charm. But if you're hoping for an out-of-the-box, high-quality experience, this one might just leave you overwhelmed. That's it for today's review. What do you think of the O? Let me know in the comments below. While bootlegs are more affordable, please support the brand kits if you can afford them. It's how your voices are heard, so the original makers can push for new designs. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Gunpla content. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep building.